Tampa. Scott, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? What's going on?
Hey, Doggy, a couple of things before I get to the college basketball. First, just ask Boomer one question, and I always hate to do this because I don't like inflating your ego any more than it needs. Ask Boomer when was the last time he interviewed Jack Nicklaus. To even say anything to you, you and Mike are sports talk radio. Boomer is an NFL quarterback who has a radio job. That's the difference. And here's the other thing. What are you doing ripping my Tampa Rays?
That's nice of you to say. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Thank you. What are you doing ripping my Tampa Rays? What's the matter? Matt Duffy and Brad Miller have to go play in the rain. You're going to tell me it's not a big deal if they pull a hamstring? Come on, Chris. Give me a break.
Good point. It is a joke that they're playing this game today, but that's regardless of
absolutely.
That. Go ahead.
Here's the thing on the college basketball. First off, unlike you, after it got to 18 points, which is about 6 or 8 minutes in, I went to bed and I recorded one shining moment, so that was fine with me. Here's the thing on the coaches. Right now, Jay Wright to me is behind Krzyzewski and Williams. But here's my other question, Chris, and I think you left this guy out. Wouldn't you put Boeheim ahead of Izzo and ahead of Calipari? Because I'll tell you one thing. Boeheim takes teams that usually you don't think are going to go somewhere, and they end up in the Final Four or they end up in the Final Eight. And guys like Bill Self and Izzo usually have teams that end up falling flat on their face. And I think Boeheim's a better coach than both those guys.
Yeah, he's not better than Calipari. Calipari's won at 3 different places. Yeah, you could argue that.
I mean, that's not Boeheim's fault that he's been at Syracuse forever.
Well, I agree.
You can't blame him for that.
You can't blame him, but you also got to credit Calipari for doing what he did. I mean, whether he took some shortcuts or not, you still got to credit him. Boeheim, if you wanted to put Boeheim over Izzo, and you wanted to put Boeheim over Self. Now, I don't think the basketball coach would do that, especially Self. The basketball coach loves Self, the Wenzels of the world. But if you wanted to put him...
Yeah, but you know what? Bill Self, Chris, how many teams has he had that should have been Final Four teams that ended up getting bounced in the first or second round?
He's had a lot of them. Now he's also listen, he's gotten some Final Fours. He's had some good wins. I know he was only 2-5.
Boeheim's been to what? Has Boeheim been to 4 Final Fours?
Boeheim was there a couple years ago. He went with the year he won it. That's 2. He went the year he played Kentucky 3. And he went the year that he lost to Indiana in 87 4. I'm going to guess 4, and maybe there might be another one that I missed along the way. I'm going to guess 4. He lost 2 years ago when he went. Surprisingly, that's the year he beat Virginia. And he got to the Final Four, and then he lost. I forget who they played. That wasn't the Villanova year. That was he lost in Villanova. He lost to Carolina, and Villanova then beat Carolina. So he went that year. He went the year he won. He went the 2 other years he lost in a championship game. So, the thing about Boeheim is he's coached in 3 championship games. That's the thing about Boeheim that's interesting. 3 championship games. So a bounce here, a bounce there, he could have won a couple more.
Izzo's almost the same himself. Don't you notice that Tom Izzo, every year you hear Michigan State, Michigan State, Michigan State, and when push comes to shove at the end of the year, Michigan State's nowhere to be found.
Michigan State is they've been a little disappointing recently. I would agree with you on that. They lost the first round. They lost the first round to Middle Tennessee a couple of years ago. They had a huge team. This is a terrible loss they had to Syracuse. Been a little disappointing the last 3-4 years. Here's Jai in Baltimore, and he's with us here. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Jai, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good, Mad Dog. How are you?
All right, Jai. Thank you. What's happening now?
I'm good. I got one major point with the baseball, but right quick, I agree with you. I've heard that Tom Petty refugee song so many times, so WFAN needs to nip it in the bud with the beef with you. And then I got one more point, then I'll get to the baseball. I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of seeing MLB players' wives and girlfriends hanging out on the field and in press boxes, especially with the A-Rod J-Lo thing.
Well, the A-Rod J-Lo thing drove me crazy. I mean, I'm trying to watch a ball game, and there's J-Lo with her kid from her first marriage kissing A-Rod when there's a game going on. That drove me crazy. Good call, Chuck. I made a big deal about that a couple days ago. That was the third opening day Giants in L.A. Anyway, speaking of L.A., that's a terrible loss I had last night. Maybe we'll get to that when we continue on a busy program. Good hour. Freddie Couples later. You and I, we're here from Torrey at 4:30. Stick with